The quiet desperation of an unlived life echoes louder than any shouted regret. It's the whisper of potential, stifled by the comfortable cage of mediocrity. Look around. Do you see it? The subtle surrender, the gentle settling for less, the slow erosion of dreams as they collide with the unyielding rock of low expectations. This isn't just about what you have, but about who you are becoming. It's about the silent agreement you make with yourself, day after day, that this, right here, right now, is enough. But what if enough is the most dangerous word in your vocabulary? What if it's the very anchor dragging you down, holding you captive to a future far smaller than the one you were destined to inhabit? Consider the acorn. It holds within its tiny shell the blueprint of an oak. But it will never become that towering titan if it accepts the standard of being just an acorn. It must burst, it must push, it must relentlessly reach for the sun, for the rain, for the very essence of its being, defying every limitation. And so it is with you. Your life, right now, is a direct reflection of the standards you've set. Not the ones you articulate to others, not the grand pronouncements you make on New Year's Eve, but the deep, unspoken, non-negotiable thresholds you hold for yourself in every domain. Is it the standard of waking up exhausted, scrolling endlessly, settling for a job that merely pays the bills, or accepting relationships that drain more than they give? These are not external forces acting upon you, these are internal decrees, silently shaping your reality. Think of the titans of industry, the visionaries who bent reality to their will. Did Henry Ford merely accept the horseless carriage as a luxury for the elite? No. His standard was a car for every family, a moving assembly line that defied the very notion of production. Did Thomas Edison merely tinker in his lab, content with a few fleeting inventions? His standard was to illuminate the world, to fail 10,000 times, if necessary, to find the single filament that would bring light to the darkness. Their success wasn't born from extraordinary luck, but from extraordinary, uncompromising standards. They did not adjust their dreams to fit their reality, they adjusted their reality to fit their dreams. This is the fundamental, often brutal, truth: you do not get what you wish for, you get what you demand of yourself. This journey begins not with grand gestures, but with an internal audit. What are your standards for your health? For your relationships, for your finances, for your personal growth? For your impact on the world? Be brutally honest. If your physical energy is consistently low, your standard for vitality is too low. If your relationships are fraught with conflict or lack genuine connection, your standard for connection is too low. If your financial reality is one of constant struggle, your standard for abundance is too low. And if your days are filled with aimless drifting, your standard for purpose is dangerously low. This isn't about judgment, it's about awakening. It's about recognizing the silent compromises that have become the architects of your current reality. The insidious nature of low standards is that they become comfortable. They create a psychological gravity well, pulling you deeper into a familiar, predictable pattern. The brain, in its endless quest for efficiency, will automate what you repeatedly accept. So, if you consistently accept mediocrity, your brain will build neural pathways that reinforce mediocrity, making it feel natural, even inevitable. Breaking free requires a conscious, deliberate act of rebellion against your own comfort zone. It demands a moment of internal confrontation, a realization that the person you are, is not necessarily the person you could be if you simply raised the bar. Consider the story of Walt Disney. He faced countless rejections, bankruptcies, and criticisms. Imagine if his standard had been simply to make a few cartoons for local theaters. We wouldn't have Disneyland, Epcot, or the global empire of imagination. His standard was to create joy, to build a world where dreams came true, and he pursued that standard with an unshakable belief that transcended every obstacle. His vision wasn't just a fleeting idea, it was a deeply ingrained standard for what was possible. This is where the power lies, in the unwavering belief that your higher standards are not just aspirational but achievable, and indeed, necessary. To truly transform, you must first define your new standards with crystal clarity. This isn't a vague wish list. This is an explicit declaration of the non-negotiable minimums you will accept in every facet of your existence. For your health, it might be, I will move my body with intention for at least 30 minutes daily, and I will nourish it with vibrant, whole foods. For your finances, I will actively grow my income and invest a significant portion of it each month, ensuring my financial independence. For your relationships, I will actively cultivate deep, meaningful connections with individuals who uplift and inspire me. These are not goals, they are the foundational pillars of your transformed life. They are the new floor, below which you simply will not descend. Once defined, these new standards must be integrated into your mindset. This is where the real work begins. It's not enough to intellectually acknowledge them, you must internalize them until they become an intrinsic part of your identity. This means consciously challenging every limiting belief that whispers, "You can't do this," or "That's too hard," or "Who are you to aim so high?" Every time that familiar voice of doubt arises, you must counter it with the unwavering declaration of your new standard. This is the internal dialogue of transformation, a constant recalibration of your self-perception. The journey from setting new standards to living them is paved with discipline. This is not a punitive measure, it is the unwavering commitment to honoring your own highest ideals. It's the relentless pursuit of those new minimums, even when motivation wanes, even when resistance rears its ugly head. Discipline is showing up for that workout when your body screams for rest. Discipline is making that difficult conversation when avoidance feels easier. Discipline is staying focused on your vision when 1,000 distractions clamor for your attention. It is the bridge between intention and realization. Consider the architect. Before a single brick is laid, the blueprints are meticulously drawn, every measurement precise, every detail considered. The architect does not simply hope the building will stand, they design it to stand, to meet exact specifications. Your life is your grand design. Your standards are the blueprints. And your action is the construction. This is not about passive intention, it is about active, consistent, deliberate steps aligned with your new minimums. Every single action, no matter how small, either reinforces your old standards or builds towards your new ones. There is no neutral ground. The greatest stumbling block for many is the fear of failure, the dread of not living up to these newly elevated standards. But understand this, failure is not the opposite of success, it is a stepping stone on the path to success. Every great innovator, every towering figure of human achievement, has a catalog of setbacks, rejections, and outright failures. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections before ascending to the presidency. Steve Jobs was famously fired from the very company he co-founded. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by countless publishers. Their standard wasn't to avoid failure, their standard was to persist beyond it, to learn from it, and to use it as fuel for their next attempt. Their standard was ultimately about resilience. Embrace the concept of adaptability. The world is not static, and neither should your approach be. While your core standards remain firm, the methods you employ to achieve them may need to shift. The path to your vision might encounter unexpected detours, roadblocks, or even entirely new landscapes. This isn't a sign to lower your standards, it's a call to innovate, to learn, to grow. It's about being like water, flowing around obstacles, finding a new path, yet always maintaining its essence and its direction towards the sea. This means cultivating a mindset of continuous learning, always seeking new knowledge, new skills, new perspectives that can help you bridge the gap between your current reality and your elevated standards. And as you begin to embody these higher standards, a profound shift will occur. You will start to attract what you vibrate. The universe, in its elegant wisdom, mirrors your internal state. When your standards are high, when your belief is unwavering, and your actions are aligned, you send out a powerful frequency. Opportunities will begin to appear that were previously invisible. The right people will gravitate towards you. Resources will materialize. This is not mysticism, it is the undeniable consequence of focused energy and unwavering intention. It is the law of attraction, not as a passive wish, but as an active consequence of your transformed self. The final, essential component is gratitude. Not just for the grand achievements, but for the daily progress, for the small victories, for the very act of choosing higher standards. Gratitude amplifies your positive energy, reinforcing the neural pathways of abundance and success. It ensures that your journey is not one of constant striving and dissatisfaction, but one of joyful progression and appreciation. Be grateful for the courage it took to raise your bar. Be grateful for the challenges that forged your resilience. Be grateful for the person you are becoming. The unlived life will always haunt those who settle. But for those who dare to raise their standards, for those who choose courage over comfort, for those who commit to the relentless pursuit of their highest self, a different melody begins to play. It's the symphony of a life fully expressed, a potential fully realized, a destiny fulfilled. This is not a dream, it is a choice. It is the choice you make, right now, to declare to yourself and to the universe, no more. My standards have changed, and therefore, my life will change. The stage is set. The script is waiting. Are you ready to play your starring role?